The restaurant was almost empty on Christmas Eve when a tired single father finally pushed open the door. His coat was wet, his shoes were covered in slush, and his little daughter was asleep in his arms. He knew he was late, very late. What he didn't know was that the woman waiting for him was one of the most powerful CEOs in the city, and she had already decided not to leave. For most people, Christmas Eve was about expensive dinners, warm homes, and being surrounded by family. But for Daniel, it was simply another night of trying to make sure his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, had something to smile about. Before we begin, if you enjoy emotional stories about kindness, second chances, and unexpected love, please subscribe to Kindness Story, like this video, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us bring more heartfelt stories like this to you. Daniel had never imagined he would agree to a blind date on Christmas Eve. He was 34 years old, a single father, and barely getting by. After losing his wife 3 years earlier, he had worked every job he could find. He delivered packages during the day, repaired broken appliances when people called him, and sometimes worked late shifts at a grocery store. Money was always tight. That afternoon, his daughter Lily had looked at him with hopeful eyes. "Daddy, are we doing anything special for Christmas?" Daniel smiled, even though his heart hurt. "I promise, sweetheart. We'll make it special." He had only enough money for a small dinner and one inexpensive present he had hidden inside his closet. Then his friend Marcus called. "You need to get out of the house, Daniel. My sister's friend is going on a blind date tonight. Just meet her. One dinner. That's all." Daniel laughed. "On Christmas Eve? Marcus, look at me. I'm not exactly dating material right now. You're kind. You're hardworking. You're a good father. That's more than enough." Daniel finally agreed. The woman he was supposed to meet was named Olivia Grant. Daniel didn't know that Olivia was the CEO of a successful technology company. She lived in a beautiful downtown apartment, drove a luxury car, and was used to people wanting something from her. But Olivia was tired of people seeing her bank account before seeing her heart. She arrived at the restaurant at 7 o'clock. She wore a simple cream-colored dress and a dark coat. She sat at a small table near the window and waited. 7:15. 7:30. 7:45. The waiter politely asked if she wanted to order. "No," Olivia said. "I'll wait a little longer." At 8 o'clock, she checked her phone again. No message. She could have left. Most people would have. But something inside her told her to stay. Meanwhile, Daniel was stuck 3 miles away. His babysitter had called to say she couldn't come because her son was sick. Daniel had no choice but to take Lily with him. Then, on the way to the restaurant, his old car broke down. Daniel stood in the freezing rain, holding his sleeping daughter while trying to get help. A stranger finally stopped and offered them a ride. By the time Daniel reached the restaurant, it was almost 9 o'clock. He stepped inside, embarrassed and exhausted. His eyes searched the room. Then he saw Olivia. He walked toward her slowly. "I'm so sorry," he said. "I know I'm late. I know how terrible this looks." Olivia looked at the sleeping child in his arms. Then she looked back at Daniel. "You don't have to apologize." Daniel shook his head. "I should have called. I understand." He carefully placed Lily in the empty chair beside him. She fell asleep in the car. Olivia smiled. "She looks exhausted." Daniel smiled sadly. She had a long day. The waiter approached and asked if they were ready to order. Daniel glanced at the menu and quietly closed it. "Maybe just some water for me." Olivia noticed. "Are you not hungry?" "I am." "Then why aren't you ordering?" Daniel hesitated. "It's been a difficult month." Olivia understood immediately. She didn't ask embarrassing questions. Instead, she looked at the waiter. "Bring us your best Christmas dinner. And something warm for the little girl when she wakes up." Daniel stared at her. "I can't afford." "You don't have to." He looked uncomfortable. Olivia leaned forward. "Daniel, tonight isn't about money." For the first time that evening, Daniel smiled. They talked for hours. Daniel told Olivia about Lily, his wife, his jobs, and the small dreams he had almost forgotten. Olivia told him about growing up with parents who were always busy, about building her company, and about how lonely success could sometimes feel. At one point, Lily woke up. She looked at Olivia sleepily. "Are you my daddy's friend?" Olivia laughed softly. "I hope I can be." Lily smiled. Then she whispered, "Merry Christmas." Olivia's eyes filled with tears. "Merry Christmas, sweetheart." After dinner, Daniel walked Olivia to her car. "I don't know why you waited for me," he said. Olivia looked at him. "Because everyone deserves someone who waits." Daniel lowered his eyes. "I don't have much to offer." Olivia smiled. "You gave me something tonight that money can't buy." "What?" "A reminder that good people still exist." They exchanged numbers. But Olivia didn't stop there. The next morning, she called Daniel. She had learned that the small repair business he had been trying to build was struggling because he didn't have enough money for proper equipment. Olivia offered him a job managing maintenance for one of her company's buildings. Daniel refused at first. "I don't want charity." "It's not charity," Olivia said. "I'm giving you an opportunity. You earned it last night by showing me who you are." Daniel accepted. Months passed. His life changed slowly. He finally had steady work. Lily had a safe home and a happier father. Daniel even started expanding his repair business on weekends. And Olivia became a regular part of their lives. Sometimes they had dinner together. Sometimes Lily would call Olivia just to tell her about school. And one Christmas Eve, exactly 1 year after their first meeting, Daniel took Olivia back to the same restaurant. This time, he arrived early. Olivia laughed when she saw him waiting by the window. "You're early." Daniel smiled. "I learned from the best." Then Lily ran inside carrying a small wrapped present. She handed it to Olivia. "I made this for you." Olivia opened it. Inside was a simple handmade Christmas ornament with 3 names written across it. Daniel. Lily. Olivia. Olivia looked at Daniel with tears in her eyes. "Are we a family now?" Daniel reached for her hand. "If you want to be." Olivia smiled through her tears. "I've been waiting for you to ask." Sometimes kindness doesn't arrive with a grand gesture. Sometimes it's simply staying when someone else would have walked away. Sometimes it's giving someone a second chance. Sometimes it's waiting in a restaurant on Christmas Eve for a tired father who thinks he's already failed. Daniel thought he was arriving late to a blind date. But in reality, he was arriving at the moment his life was about to change. And Olivia thought she was waiting for a stranger. Instead, she was waiting for a family. So remember this, you never know what someone is carrying when they walk through a door. You may not know their struggles, their fears, or the battles they fought just to show up. Be patient. Be kind. And when you have the chance to make someone's difficult day a little easier, do it. Because sometimes, one small act of kindness isn't just a moment of goodness. Sometimes, it becomes the beginning of a completely new life. And sometimes, the person you choose to wait for is the person who was worth waiting for all along.